And the shortbread cookies are going to need butter, powdered sugar, cookie cutters that I'll show you in a little bit, raspberry jam, salt, vanilla extract, and flour. Alright, we have our 1 cup of butter, which is approximately 2 sticks of butter. We're going to be taking our 1/2 cup of confectionery sugar and creaming that together for about 2 minutes. Once that's whipped together, I have a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla I get to mix in. Also going to be adding in my 1/4 teaspoon of salt. We're going to slowly start adding in 2 cups of our flour in little intervals and mixing it up until we start getting a dough out of this. Alright, and as you can tell, we got a nice firm dough out of this, and I'm going to be laying it on a piece of plastic. We'll be balling it up and wrapping it up thoroughly, and then we'll be letting it rest in the refrigerator for 30 minutes before we can do the rest of it. Alright, we've got our cookie dough and our flour, and it's time to roll these out. Also, why I wear black shirts while I'm rolling out flour is beyond me. But here we are. Don't want to get a lot of dough on it, but we also don't want it sticking to the freaking counter space. Alright, we are going to take a moment to roll it out evenly, kind of thin. Don't want it to start breaking too early. There we go. I thought I would take a moment and show you amazingly cute little cutters I got. That helps clean them out after, I'm guessing. But we're going to be taking one of the smaller ones, one of the more medium ones. Better make that the biggest one. That's better. We're going to start cutting out some cookies. Okay, I've got a silver pan I'm going to be placing above our dough. And I am going to need to cut out a heart. Cut out another heart. And cut out the middle of the heart. And that middle part you can take out by squeezing the cutter and use for other cookies. I'm going to be placing these on the pan because we're going to need a set of each one of these that we make the cookies with. And we're just going to keep cutting like that. See how many of these I can get it without rolling it back out again. And when you're done, you'll have, well, in this case, 4 cookies or more if you make them smaller or bigger or put out 2 pans that pretty much kind of look like this. Have the top part that's going to be the top of the cookie and the bottom part. And before we bake these at 350 for 10 minutes, we're going to put them in the refrigerator for 10 more minutes while the oven heats up. And alright, we have baked these in the oven and they look pretty awesome. I'm going to let them rest, and probably in about 5 or 10 minutes I'll come down and put them on the rack I have underneath. And then we'll raspberry them in a little bit. Alright, now to put our cookies together, I'm going to go melt some white chocolate. I didn't get to mention that in what we needed for them, but I kind of forgot. We're going to microwave them for 30 seconds. Alright, once our chocolate is melted, we are going to be putting a nice layer of it on each of the whole cookies. Now that we've got that spread on the 4 bottom pieces, I'm going to take a teaspoon of raspberry and spread that over the top of it evenly. And once we've got that done, the only thing left to do is top them off for little heart tops. Well, I was supposed to do a taste test and tell you how it was and, take a bite and then tell you how it was some more. And instead I took like 4 bites and wouldn't stop biting it. But it's amazing. The white chocolate, which I normally don't like, gives it a nice little sweet touch. And the raspberry jam is phenomenal. And the shortbread came out pretty darn good for the first time ever making it. So, there's more to make for Valentine's Day though. So, let's go. Our next dessert we're going to be making for Valentine's Day is going to be cheesecake-filled strawberries, which is surprisingly easy. Thank God, because I got some other stuff to cook today. Alright, let's go. For that, we're going to need our powdered sugar, vanilla, cream cheese, and, well, strawberries. Pretty easy, huh? And the instructions are incredibly simple. We're going to take room temperature cream cheese, put a cup of our powdered sugar in. And then I'll be putting in a 1/4 of a cup, well, not a 1/4 of a cup, 1/4 of a teaspoon of vanilla. In the meantime, we got our strawberries ready by cutting off the green tops, cutting them in half, and then taking a triangle-shaped chunk out of the middle for the filling to rest in. Like so. There you go. The next thing to do is fill them. There's a few different ways to do this. You can get a piping bag, you can get a sandwich baggie and snip off the end, or you can simply take a knife and fill them like that. Of course, I'm guessing a piping bag would be a little tiny bit more elegant than that, but it gets the job done. So once again, you just take your strawberry, either piping bag fill it or knife spread it on, lay it down, go to the next culprit. There we go. Now that these are all stuffed, we're going to put them in the fridge for a while. And then we'll finish them off in a little bit. Alright, for our main course of our Valentine's Day dinner, we're going to have filet mignon, and we're going to have roasted oven asparagus, which is over here. For the steaks, we're going to go simple and use garlic, salt, pepper, steak, butter. And for the asparagus, we're going to use, obviously, asparagus, Parmesan cheese, and oil. And probably the salt and pepper, too. But, you know the drill. Let's get going. And I broke this up into 2 pieces because I like my steak rare or medium rare, and Lyrical likes hers, well, shoe leather. But we're going to take both of these, sprinkle some pepper and salt on them. And make sure that covers both sides. There we go. This is how you squeeze the fish. Anyway, okay, bad 90s commercial. Alright, we've got those seasoned. We're going to let them rest for a little and heat up our pan. Alright, first off, we're going to put some oil in here to start cooking our steak in. Right now it's on a higher heat to get a good sear on each side, and then I'll turn it down. But let's get that seared, and then we can add the butter in. Alright, now that we've got a sear on it, I'm going to be putting in our butter and just a little bit of garlic. Steam bath time. Alright, let that cook out. Alright, normally I cook this on 2 or 3 minutes on each side, but since it's a smaller steak, I'm going to be taking it out now after only about 3 minutes. And go rest over here. Alrighty, to start off with our asparagus, we are going to take these, cut off the long, stocky, tough ends that they have on them, and throw that part away, leaving just the middle to upper part of it. And take those rubber bands off. Come here. Put this in here just to dress it up. To start off, we're going to put some olive oil. Put a good sprinkle of salt. Good sprinkle of pepper. Decent amount of garlic. And we're going to rub all that in. Alright. Then we're going to be laying it out on our pan about a single road as we can. That means putting a little on the top and the bottom and a little bit on the top. No big deal. I meant the tops of the pan. Duh. You have some stuff in the bottom of your bowl like so. Feel free to take it out and sprinkle it over the top. And the last frosting on the cake, so to say, is you sprinkle Parmesan cheese, preferably the fresh kind, but you can do the little, powdered crap if you really want to, or if that's all you have, all over the top. We're going to be putting these in the oven for about 40 minutes at 375. And when the asparagus is done, well, you take it out, you plate it up, and I made some simple, honestly, minute rice to go with all this. So, it's only one more thing to make, and it's pretty easy. Let's get on it. Alright, the last thing we're going to be making is some Valentine's Day Punch. And for that, I'm going to use my sherbet, Frozen Raspberries, Sprite, and orange juice. Let's do it. Okay, so first off, we're going to be putting the whole thing of our little sherbet in. And a lot of our raspberries. These are still super frozen. Next, we're probably going to put in roughly about 2 cups of orange juice. And about the same of our Sprite. We're either going to give that a little bit of time to melt or mix it up. And of course, when you're mixing it up, it's not going to look all that pretty, but it'll be worth it in the taste. Alrighty, and our food's all done. Drinks here. You know the drill. All that's left to do is taste it. Already had a little bite of the steak. Let me go ahead and grab one of these asparagus. Those are amazing. See how the drink goes. Dang That's good. I'd say so far it's all a success. I think Lyrical does too, but she's too busy eating and, you know, not talking.
I'm stuffing my face.
Because your face deserves it.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Say happy Valentine's Day, Lyrical.
Happy Valentine's Day.
They can't hear you.
I said happy Valentine's Day.
Sure. Anyway, laters. And once it's done, you have a cup of raspberry pink amazing drink. You know what's left, boys and girls. Go try it all.